Hello, this is my question 2 on my final exam, talking about the research process before and after this class. So before this class coming in, I hadn't taken an English class since 3 years ago plus, and honestly, before coming out of high school, I would really just Google articles, Google authors, and just go off of Google basically. As long as it seemed legit and it made sense, I would just take the source and use it. I know professors or teachers really, questioned about that because, or if it was legit or not. They just went with my work too, gave me the grades that I got, and yeah, it wasn't like a whole process. It was just me searching up on Google about my topic and then, you know, finding out just information about it. But this semester, we did a lot of researching and different types of research, and the first thing I want to explore is the card sheets. These right here are a whole different like level of research. I feel like this is like one of the best ways to research, and let me explain why. So the first thing we do here is we go through and we get the citation from our source. Then we have to answer all these questions. We got to answer the credibility, the accuracy, the reasonableness, and the support. We got to make sure that a lot of these or a good amount of these is checked out. If it's not checked out, then that means the source isn't good. And what I didn't know about this before is that we have to use databases too. So we have to use different databases. We can't use Google like we normally do, and we got to make sure that it's authentic. So this brought a whole new way, a whole new light to me in terms of finding a brand new way to research. And I really like this method because this template right here, it actually tells me like how to do it and the credibility, the criteria I have to meet in order to have a good source. So as you can see here in my attempt one, I got a 66%, and that's because of my TED Talk. And then the other two, I did good on it because I actually filled them out. Uh, and what I did like about this part or this template is that the quotes that we wanted to use, we could put them in here for quick access. The citations, the evidence that these guys were using, like all that good stuff, the sources, the authors, and everything, it was right here in the cards worksheets. This part helped me out so much because it was so easy to go back to, and it was easy to find a credible source. So over here, I fixed my card sheet. I revised it a little bit. I added the quotes instead of just times, and I fixed it a little bit over here too. So the card sheets help me with my research process a whole ton because the way I research now is going to be different from what I researched from before. I think that I might even use the cards worksheets template as a guide to research. The databases are also a huge bonus because I don't think that many people use databases. Maybe like some older people that are writing, some old writers, something like that. But I'm telling you, the writing from the databases or the articles from the databases, especially if you're at the university, they help out so much. They give you so much intel. They give you so many different points of views, different articles, different ways of searching, and it's not like your normal Google search. So I learned that the way I researched was not the proper way. First of all, it was not credible at all. It was not. It was nothing good. It was nothing good about my way of researching, right? But the way these card sheets are made, it really helped out. It really showed that the author is legit. The source makes sense. It relates back to the topic, and it can actually be helpful to your topic. So that's the first thing I learned. The next thing I learned is my interview worksheet. So it was talking about over here the processes, how to identify topic, how can I develop questions, and over here we had to make our own questions, and we had to do an actual interview. This is the first time I interviewed anybody. I did surveys before, but this is my first ever interview where I had to create the questions and I had to do all that type of stuff and then record it. And I thought this is a cool way to research. it's important to get another person's perspective, and I feel like this helped me out in my essay a lot, because without having my friend's perspective on the questions that I was having different answers to, then my essay would have turned out a little different. So developing these questions made a ton of difference, and talking to other people, observing them, interviewing them is a great way to research, but we also got to remember to protect them and not share the real names and all that type of stuff. But the way this develops into writing, and you can develop this into writing, is just amazing. I feel like this is one of the best ways to research. Combined with the car sheets, it will make for a good paper. An average of an A, maybe a B minus, 85% to a 90. But yeah, this is what it will like. It's a good way to research, and I've learned that in the coming years I will apply this to my future jobs, future references. If I want to get more intel into something, if I want to research something, I know where to go. I know the databases, I know how to make sure that they're credible and all that type of stuff. The next thing is my draft, or my final draft. I used all my methods that I learned in my essay. I was able to implement the sources easily, the quotes easily, just because of the car sheets. So the research that you find, the credible sources that you find, will always go back to the essay, because that's what the main focus is. So I was able to write a good essay, I feel like. Just a little bit more organization with my sources and all that type of stuff, but the actual sources themselves are credible. I was able to find a lot of stuff actually that was related to my topic, and people who talked about it, and all that type of stuff. So the car sheets, the worksheet, interview worksheet right here, it helped out a lot, and then I was able to implement it into my actual draft. So that is my question from number 2, and how I was able to develop my research.